Baldur's Gate 3 is coming very soon. Very soon, in fact. I have a new desk, by the way, so that's why the camera has to be in this little weird little spot over here. It's no longer up on this top thingy-majiggy. It's right there. Hi, hello. Honestly, you get a better view of my wonderful bookshelf. So it's not so bad. It's honestly probably better. I do have to get used to looking right here instead of up here, though. Anywho, Baldur's Gate 3, a wonderful RPG coming out very soon. Tomorrow, in fact. I'm a desensitized man. I have been a gamer for a very, very long time. I am a jaded soul at this point because year after year, release after release, there's nothing but disappointment in the gaming industry. Nothing. Okay? I hate the business model where you release a piece of garbage and then over like 2 or 3 years they build it from the ground up and go, actually the game's not that bad. I hate that. I hate that so much. Everyone loves a redemption story, but good Lord Almighty, it's every year that there's a trash game comes out and then they're like, wait a second, just let them patch it. Just let them patch it. The game should work on release, okay? That's the whole point of releasing the game. That's all I'm saying. That's my hot take of the day. Alright? The game should be fine and dandy on release day. Otherwise, what's the point of buying it in the first place? Alright? I feel duped. I feel duped every single time I fall for one of them schemes. But every once in a while, I fall for it. I fall for the industry and I get hyped. Alright? I get hyped. When I get sold a good promise and I test it out and I see the magic there. I see the beautiful magic. Oh baby, I'm in. I'm in, alright? You got me. You got my dumbass. It's happened again. Alright? It's happened again. Alright? Baldur's Gate 3 is releasing tomorrow. And I genuinely haven't been this hyped for a video game since Red Dead Redemption 2. Alright? Red Dead. Favorite game of all time. And I haven't been this hyped since that point. Alright? It's been a very long time. I think it was 2016, the first little release thing, right? The little teaser for Red Dead. It was around 2016 to 17, the first little teaser thing for Red Dead 2. I remember. It hasn't been since then. Since then, I haven't been this hyped. Okay? Baldur's Gate 3 might be one of my top games, alright, of all time. It might take the cake there. I have spent a good solid 10 and a half hours. I was 10 and a half hours in the early access for the past few weeks while I've been playing Divinity 2 with Titan. Because Divinity 2 is a good game, but the cracks show. Alright, the cracks do very much show in that game. It just hasn't really aged that well. It's a solid game. Very fun game, but it just doesn't hold up, in my opinion. There's a lot of jankiness to it. The story and the world, fantastic. Alright, you get immersed. There's so many things you can do. And I'm like, after Divinity 2, I'm like, you know, you got me, Titan. I want to play more D&D games. And he was like, you know, Brent, you might have heard this little known game called Baldur's Gate 3. And I go, oh, Baldur's Gate 3, I've heard it. I heard it down the grapevine in 2020 when that early access came out. Is it any good? And Titan leaned in, whispered in my ear and goes, oh baby, you have no idea. And he caressed my hair and we made passionate love. I go, oh, okay, Titan. I would love to play Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes out. And he goes, I already bought it for you. Check your Steam gifts. And I go, Titan, you're one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. You're a homie. So I played about 10 hours of early access just to see. And it doesn't even compare, bro. Even the early access version of the game is fantastic. You can tell it's early access, okay? You could definitely tell. But, you know, that's the whole point of early access. You're getting a little taste, to get a little teaser of the game. And I already love it. I would play early access if it was like that, I won't lie. If the whole game was like that, I would still play it. The combat, it's fluid, it's nice. The characters are very compelling. Every little companion I've gathered in Baldur's Gate is very compelling. They're kind of assholes. They're kind of dickheads. I won't lie. They're not the best human beings. I'm pretty sure one of them's even a vampire, and he tries to kill you the moment you see him. You have a cleric, I believe, a cleric. That was the first girl I found. She's all right. She's all right. You have an alien race, Githyanki. I killed her. She's dead. She's very dead. She tried to jump me while I was sleeping. I was like, you know what? I'm not handling that in my camp, lady. You're dead. And I gathered her. Then you have this like folk tale type guy who he's a legend, apparently, a legendary like monster hunter type guy. He's been my favorite. I really like him. I think his name's Will. One of my favorite characters. He's fantastic. Then you have like a arrogant wizard type guy. I almost killed him right off the bat. I'm not even lying to you. Did not like that guy one bit. Then you have, I just found my most recent one. He's a vampire. Kinda cool. I cannot wait to play my bard. I cannot wait to play my bard and have him as my companion, because that would be so funny. I'll give you the gist of the story, because that's all we have in the early access so far. Alright, you wake up on an alien ship, surrounded by squid-like folk. It looks like straight out of Cthulhu, alright? These squid boys, these squid faces. And they planted a little parasite into your mind. Like, it goes through your eye hole. It goes through your little eye hole. It's very disgusting. And it's in your head now. These little parasites that turn you into more squid people. That's how they reproduce. They capture people, and it's very disgusting. They put parasites in people's eye holes and turn them into fellow squid people. I think the squid people are called mind flayers. They're very disgusting, and honestly more compelling than Divinity 2. And I'm gonna be comparing these two games a lot, because these are the only two like D&D-esque games besides like the Star Wars ones, KOTOR 1 and 2. Besides those two, these are the only like D&D based games I played. I never got around to the old Baldur's Gates and whatnot. Divinity 2 just didn't compel me. The story was like, eh. I think the story is way more fun with friends, because I think the story is that you have to kill your friends at the end of the game, which is fantastic. That is such a fun mechanic to have. And I don't know, I haven't beat the game yet, but I'm like 30 hours in, and I think that's what the game is gonna end with. That's fantastic. Okay. Anywho, Baldur's Gate 3. You have a parasite in your head, along with the majority of your companions also have parasites in their heads, and they're all trying to figure out a way to get the parasite out of their head and not have to worry about becoming a little squid boy. That is the basis of the story, which is honestly very, 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 very compelling. What a premise. You wake up on a ship and go, what the hell is going on here? Why is there a little bug in my head? Let's figure that out. And then a bunch of other stuff happens. You know how classic RPGs, you get entangled in multiple different storylines and whatnot. It's very, very fun. But that's the premise, and it's very compelling. I like it way more than like Divinity 2's premise, where you're like God's chosen person. I don't know. It wasn't really gripping me. With friends, absolutely, because if what I was taking from the game is correct, then I will murder Titan and his lizard boy so fast. Goddamn Red Prince. I hate Red Prince so much. But yes, Baldur's Gate 3 is looking like a very, 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 very fun game, and I cannot wait to play it on the channel. I hope you all very much enjoy it, because I don't think I'm going to be streaming it tomorrow. I'm definitely recording it though. My early access character was a paladin, and I want to play an actual paladin in the full release of the game, because there's this thing called oaths. Your paladin has to take an oath, because he's like the stereotypical knight in shining armor type guy. That's what paladins are, and they have to take an oath to protect people, right? They don't discriminate. They really don't, because there was a moment where I had to help out a group of druids and tieflings. Tieflings are like the spawn of Satan. These are like the spawn of Satan type guys. You know, they look like the devil, but they're just normal humans in a way. You know, they're just another they're just another race, all right? They're just another race, but they look very devilish, so that's why they're discriminated against a lot. Very interesting. And then in the same little encampment, they have a bunch of druids, which turn into they're like the furries of D&D. They turn into creatures and animals, and they don't like the tieflings. They want to kick them out. My character was like, hey, what if you have a bunch of goblins hanging around outside your camp? What if I take care of them so the tieflings can leave your encampment safe? So there's no fighting amongst the encampments, because I don't want to fight. You know, I much rather make sure the tieflings get out, because they're just people, man. They're just vibing. So I said, yeah, I'll take care of the goblins. So my paladin ass rocks up to the goblin encampment and went, screw these guys. And I murked them. I murked them all. And though that oath is, it doesn't mess around. Because I killed a goblin. Goblins are typical goblins. They look like they're from Lord of the Rings. They're disgusting. They're horrific. They're very tribalistic. So I'm like, oh, you know, screw these guys. I'll murk them all. And the first one I murked, I just walked up to the encampment and just gunned him down. I threw my axe. My axe was embedded in that first goblin's skull, okay? And the moment I did that, I got a little cutscene of this, like, demon guy. He was like, hey, paladin, you have broken your oath. I'm like, motherfucker, how did I break my oath, all right? The goblins deserved it 100%, okay? But no, I cannot harm. Oh, what was I don't remember the exact oath, but apparently, like, to give you the gist, I basically just couldn't hurt people that weren't hurting me, kind of a deal. You know, who weren't causing harm to other people. And technically, the goblins were just vibing in their camp on that particular day. So yeah, I broke my oath and I became a separate subclass. Instead of an oath of devotion, I became a paladin oathbreaker, which is like so sick. I can become like a Jaime Lannister type character in this game, and I absolutely fully immersed myself into that role. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna be Jaime Lannister, okay? I'm gonna try my best in this world, but you know, I'm an oath breaker. No one likes an oath breaker. That was one of the few moments I'm like, oh, this game is pog. Anywho, Baldur's Gate 3 coming out tomorrow. Please watch my Baldur's Gate videos. I'm gonna play so much Baldur's Gate, okay? I'm gonna be playing so much Baldur's Gate. So I hope you all enjoy this one. This is a little prelude. I'll see you all later, okay? I'll see you all. Have a good one. Have a good one.